This is week 5 following The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. And this week, about the artist's date, I think I drew once or twice, and I also painted. I think I hadn't painted in like months. And this week, I felt inspired because I went on a trip to Costa Rica and I saw my father again. So I was really inspired to draw my father, my mother, and myself. I think it was like the first time the three of us were in the same place. Like in my memory, this is like the first time. I think we had been together like other times, but now that I'm older, I think this is like the first time in many years. So it was really important to me and it made me really happy. So I wanted to paint it. And I'm going to show you that painting because it's really special to me. I had a really great time with both of them at the same time and I saw them interact. So it was really special. The other two drawings, I think they were automatic drawings because I still am trying to access this subconscious mind and try to not be as a perfectionist, to not be so perfectionist as I was before. Like I really needed everything to look perfect. So I feel automatic drawing, it's more about not thinking that much, and it makes me not be in control all the time. So I feel that helps a little bit. I hope it really helps to want to let go of control and start drawing more freely. I also did the exercises. Most of the exercises of this week was imagining myself in the future and in the past, like what were my thoughts, my feelings, and how I imagine it, and stuff like that. Most of the time, I feel like there should also be questions, so I ask for help. To Dipsic, I asked Dipsic if it could write me questions that could help me access my subconscious and try to dig for information to see if there was any limiting beliefs or any blockages, anything. So Dipsic asked me 20 questions and I got a few conclusions out of those 20 questions. There was a question. Oh, the question says, I have my diary, my journal right here, and the question says, what stories do you tell yourself about not having time to create? Are there any repetitive patterns in that narrative? And while I was answering that question, I started feeling this like urge to buy makeup. Instead of like pushing it to the back, I was like, wait. What does this mean? What if I'm repressing my desire to create and instead I am having this urge to buy makeup because it's somehow the way to be creative, maybe? Because I also spend time every day, at least like 5 minutes. Maybe that's what I need. Maybe what I really need is to draw or to paint for at least 5 minutes, right? Every single day. So it's not about like makeup or money or those urges. Like the urge is actually like, hey, you need time for your creativity, for yourself, for your creative self. So that was really like, that's an important thing to realize, because now I'm like, I should definitely spend at least 5 minutes, maybe just like drawing whatever comes to my mind. It depends. Like 5 minutes could be enough time to draw something cool, or to just draw without judgment and to let my creativity free. So that's something that I will try to do every single day, or at least more often. Because if I tell myself I have to do that every single day, then I will just not do it. So I will try to do it often. There's one conclusion. I have to let my mind free and be creative more often. There were also questions about games and activities that I would do when I was a little kid. And the things that I liked were make puzzles or build things with Legos. My dad also bought me a motorcycle that I had to build piece by piece, which I loved. And then the motorcycle worked. I also loved games where I had to think. So I really, really love those things. And when I was analyzing, when I write the answers to my questions, then I go back to DeepSeek and I just write everything back. And DeepSeek suggested me to do all these things now as an adult, and I was thinking, why am I not doing those things? Because I really enjoyed those things and I really enjoy them. And I realized it's because I don't have like enough space. Like I don't have enough storage for puzzles and for Legos or stuff like that. I mean, Legos, yeah, but like to buy like a lot of puzzles and to have a ton of puzzles, maybe I should like invest in a puzzle or maybe Legos. Like I thought maybe I could just buy Legos, like buy a box and just build things and then just like start just like the pieces instead of like the whole thing, just make it back to just small pieces. I don't know how to say it. Like maybe that could work, right? Or I could just like buy puzzles and make them into paintings, like to put them, hang them on the wall. Thing is, it's because I'm thinking like huge puzzles, but like you can also have like small puzzles, right? I saw a video of a girl that she had a folder with all the puzzles. That can work. I even thought maybe you could put like make like the cover of books be like the puzzle. You see, like ideas are common. Like there's always a solution for things, for everything. So that's something that I just have to think about, because when I think about puzzles, I think about like 20,000 pieces, like really big puzzles. But like I could do something smaller. Something that I also found is that I still have negative ideas connected to art. So, what society thinks in general about artists, that they don't have enough money, that they never sell, that being an artist, it's not cool, it's useless, whatever, all these things, right? So I feel somehow, even if I don't consciously think I believe in those things, maybe those ideas are actually like in my subconscious, because sometimes when I think about like artists, not in general, not that I think that about artists, but like when I think like what do people actually like in general think about artists, are the things that come to my head, right? Negative things. So that's something that I have to work on, start to reformulate the beliefs that I have linked to art. And instead of having art linked to those negative thoughts, I could link it to prosperity, abundance, all these good things that are actually better than what I have maybe now. For a few days now, I have had the feeling that I want to paint with gouache. So I went to the art store and I bought myself brushes. I just have like this feeling I want to do it. So I have to listen to myself. And instead of like waiting 20 days, well, I've waited maybe like 5 days or so. I want to actually get to it instead of thinking, oh yeah, I want to do it. And something that happens with me, it's that I have like all my art supplies stored away. So I don't have access to like easy access to them. So how am I going to paint if everything's stored away? Right? So I had to like take it took me a few days to get my gouache and my brushes out, and now I have them here with me, and hopefully I will try, really really try to paint tomorrow. And I'm also like thinking of ways that I could organize my room in a way that I have all my art supplies out so I can see them and I can use them, because them being stored away right now, it doesn't make sense. I'm an artist. I need to express myself. I need to use everything that I have, and this way I can't. So that's something that I am also trying to do something about, so I can put them all in a place that I can look them and use them. Something that I've also been working on is on external validation. Instead of like looking for external validation, I'm looking for internal validation. And I don't know if you have watched my other videos. I talked about how I had a dream where my grandma told me I had to paint for myself. And like, I thought I understood what it meant. Of course, it means like you have to paint for yourself, right? But today, when I was writing in my journal, I realized that a better way to see it more clear was to ask myself, what do I want this piece to make me feel? Making myself questions about what I want to see, what I want to feel. That could help me connect more with that part of painting for myself. So I think that could help maybe someone that wants to start like painting for themselves. Um, Ask yourself like, what do you want from what you're painting, right? I think that that's useful. If you're an artist, like, what do you do to paint for yourself? Because I would like to know, to have maybe more ideas on how to do it. Something that I'm also working on is about perfectionism. The painting, the latest one with my dad and my mom in it, I was painting the floor, and I painted it in a way that I thought I had made a mistake. And that made me feel kind of like, oh God, I should start again. And then I was like, that's definitely not an option. And I just should keep going, because when you see these, you're not like, oh my God, there's a mistake right there. Like, no, no one thinks that of art, at least most of the time. But like, also, you wouldn't notice, because also my art, it's like based in not being perfect. So that's also something that adds to it. And it's something that I'm working on, because I'm trying to make things perfect when it should be totally the opposite. So I'm starting to so I'm working on that part of me and letting go of perfectionism. I know perfectionism, you have been with me for a long time, but like, it's time to let you go and embrace the freedom and the mistakes, because they're good. They're part of their journey. They're part of creating, and they are great, right? They are good too.